In 356 BCE, under the scorching sun of Pella, Macedonia, a child was born who would one day rule much of the known world. His name was Alexander, son of King Philip II and Queen Olympias. From birth, his destiny was etched in ambition and greatness. Olympias was not just a queen. She was a mystic. She told her son stories of Achilles, claiming that the blood of gods ran through his veins. These tales shaped Alexander's identity. He would not merely be a king, he would be a legend. At age 13, Alexander's father hired none other than Aristotle to tutor him. Under the great philosopher's guidance, Alexander studied philosophy, science, ethics, and the art of governance. Knowledge became his weapon as much as the sword. As a teenager, Alexander tamed the wild stallion Bucephalus, whom no one else could ride. Philip watched in awe and whispered, "My son, seek a kingdom worth your greatness. Macedonia is too small for you." At 16, Alexander ruled Macedonia in his father's absence. At 18, he led troops in the Battle of Chaeronea and crushed the Greek city-states. Even then, he showed signs of fearless leadership and a tactical mind beyond his years. In 336 BCE, King Philip II was assassinated. At just 20 years old, Alexander took the throne. The boy king was ready to lead, but the world was not ready for what he would become. Before marching to glory, Alexander had to stabilize his kingdom. He crushed revolts in Thebes and Greece with ruthless precision. When Thebes rebelled, he destroyed the city to make an example. Mercy had no place in conquest. Alexander turned his gaze eastward. His ambition? To conquer the mighty Persian Empire. He would take on King Darius III and forge a legacy that would echo through eternity. In 334 BCE, Alexander crossed the Hellespont into Asia Minor. Before setting foot on Persian soil, he cast a spear into the land, claiming it as a gift from the gods. The invasion had begun. Alexander's first major battle was at the river Granicus. Despite being outnumbered, he led a daring charge across the river, stunning the Persian forces. Victory came swiftly, and the world took notice. As he moved through Asia Minor, Alexander was welcomed as a liberator. Cities once under Persian rule embraced him as a hero. He spared those who surrendered, but crushed those who resisted. In the city of Gordium, Alexander faced the legendary Gordian knot. Prophecy said whoever unraveled it would rule Asia. Instead of untangling it, Alexander sliced it in half with his sword. Destiny, he believed, could be forged. In 333 BCE, Alexander faced Darius III at Issus. The Persian king fled the battlefield, abandoning his family. Alexander treated the captives with respect, but made it clear who the true king was now. By 332 BCE, Alexander marched into Egypt. There, he was welcomed without a fight. At the oracle of Siwa, he was declared the son of Zeus Ammon. Alexander believed it, and so did his men. On the Nile's coast, Alexander founded the city of Alexandria, a beacon of learning, trade, and culture. It would become one of the greatest cities of the ancient world, a testament to his vision. The decisive battle came at Gaugamela in 331 BCE. Vastly outnumbered, Alexander's genius strategy shattered the Persian army. Darius fled once again, but this time his empire crumbled with him. With Darius dead, Alexander proclaimed himself king of Persia. He adopted Persian customs to unite his new empire, but this began to unsettle his Macedonian followers. As Alexander's empire grew, so did the distance between him and his men. Paranoia crept in. He executed close advisors for suspected betrayal. Power, it seemed, came at the cost of trust. Not content with Persia, Alexander pushed further into Asia. His army trudged through deserts, mountains, and monsoons, chasing a vision no one else could see. In 326 BCE, Alexander faced King Porus at the Battle of the Hydaspes River. Despite Porus's war elephants and fierce resistance, Alexander triumphed. Impressed by his bravery, Alexander made Porus an ally. But the army had reached its limit. Tired and homesick, the soldiers refused to march further into India. With a heavy heart, Alexander turned back, but not before building more cities in his name. The return journey through the Gedrosian desert was brutal. Thousands died of thirst and exhaustion. Alexander marched with his men, sharing their suffering, proving he was a leader in both victory and despair. Back in Persia, Alexander dreamed of a unified empire, East and West together. He held mass marriages between Macedonians and Persians, but unity was hard to enforce where cultures clashed. The death of Hephaestion, Alexander's closest companion, broke him. He mourned like a lover, fasting and weeping. Some say his heart never truly recovered. Despite his grief, Alexander continued to rule and plan. He envisioned campaigns into Arabia and beyond. His ambition burned as brightly as ever, but his body began to fail. In 323 BCE, in the city of Babylon, Alexander fell ill. Fever and fatigue overwhelmed him. For days, he could barely speak. His generals gathered, desperate for his final command. When asked who should inherit his empire, Alexander allegedly whispered, "To the strongest." These final words unleashed centuries of conflict. His empire would split, but his legend remained intact. Alexander died at 32, but in a single decade, he had carved out one of the largest empires in history. His cities, his battles, his dreams, they reshaped the world. Even today, Alexander's name inspires awe. Was he a hero or a tyrant? A visionary or a madman? His story invites endless debate, but no one doubts the scale of his impact. The path of Alexander was not just marked by battles, but by bold ideas and broken limits. He lived as if the world itself was not enough. And in that relentless pursuit, he became timeless.